Right, now we're going to be finding slope from a table, so let's label that. Finding slope from tables. Okay, so let's do example 1. Let's make a table that has x and y, and let's just have the x go 0, 1, 2, 3. And for the y, let's start with 14, 21, 28, 35. Okay, so we're basically just going to be finding the change in y over the change in x. So delta y over delta x. Now let's see. I'm going to start with the y. So from 14 to 21, it's adding 7. So up 7. 21 to 28, also adding 7. 28 to 35, still adding 7. That's nice. When we look at the x's, 0 to 1, up 1, 1 to 2, up 1, and 2 to 3, up 1. So this is a nice, easy table because it has the same change in y and the same change in x for each step in the table. So our change in y is always up 7 when x goes up 1. So 7 over 1, which we could really just say is 7. You could leave it as 7 over 1, or you could give it a 7, same thing. Now let's do one that's slightly more complex. So example 2, make another table, x and y. And this time let's have x start at 0, but then go to 2, and then go to 5, and then go to 7. And for y, let's have it start at negative 8, and then negative 14, and then negative 23, and then negative 29. Okay, so again, we're going to find the change in y over the change in x. And so let's start with the y's. So from negative 8 to negative 14, that's going down by 6. So negative 6. From 14 to 23, or sorry, negative 14 to negative 23, that's going down again by 9. And then from negative 23 to negative 29, it's going down by 6. And then let's take a look at our x values. From 0 to 2, that's up 2, so plus 2. 2 to 5, it's up 3. And then 5 to 7, up 2 again. So this time we need to write out our change in y and change in x. Since they don't match the whole way through, we're going to have to write it out more than once. So change in y over change in x. Our first, what do we call these? I don't know what we call this, but our first step, I guess, on the table, the change in y is down 6, so negative 6, and the change in x is up 2, so positive 2. And then the next step, it went down 9 when x went up 3, so negative 9 over 3. And then again, we had negative 6 over 2. I don't really have to write that again since I already have it represented, but I'll do it anyway. Okay, so these actually all reduce to the same number because this is a linear table. And so if I reduce these, negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 over 1. Negative 9 over 3 is negative 3 over 1. And again, negative 3 over 1, which we could just say is negative 3. All right, so that's how we find the slope from tables. We just write out the change in y over change in x and reduce.